Welcome, luminous, luscious Leos. It is Sachi, and we are going to do some guided healing where we take a look into the wound that you are healing, what is keeping you stuck in your healing journey, how to get you unstuck, and then some general advice on how to heal the wound. Just a little update. Well, first I want to congratulate you on tying for second place. So you and Taurus tied for second place, which means you will be getting a bonus reading next month. So do keep a lookout for that. I'm now going to be doing my readings bi-monthly. And then if you are an Eagle or Phoenix member, then you have access to readings on every other month. So my hope is to increase members, and I will go back to doing monthly readings once I reach 100 members. I'm kind of trying to prioritize, putting my time and energy into things where I'm receiving energy in return. And surprisingly, my card readings really aren't one of those areas at the moment. So I'm trying to see what I can do in order to have the energy exchange be a little bit more equal. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep experimenting and see what happens. But I did want to let you guys know, again, if you are already a member, then every other month there will be a reading for you on my website. And if you're interested in joining, Eagle Plan starts at $777, and you have access to not just your extended, but all extended. So anyway, let's hop to it, Leo, shall we? We have, this is what came out in the cleansing ceremony, Temperance. So it's telling me that you are working on tempering your spirit and really trying to alchemize things. Temperance is all about turning a positive into a negative, or sometimes a negative into a positive, okay? So, it's sort of transferring energy. It's turning pain into power, turning joy into money, if that's how you want to do it. But most of it is spiritual alchemy. In this card specifically, we have Hermes, which is all about communication, and we have the staff of Ophiuchus there, which is telling me there's a lot of healing energy going on as it relates to communication, and a lot of it has to do with the tempering of your spirit. Temperance literally means the abstinence of alcohol, and it looks like he's pouring wine because it's not water. And that can indicate that you may be laying off alcohol or any sort of substances. You may be sort of pulling back. We have Mencino cleanup in reverse with Bidoof continuous headbutt, Birabel, which is Bidoof's evolved form, in reverse. And so this is telling me, normal type has to do with communication. So it's telling me with continuous headbutt in reverse, there can be some communication where, there's someone in your life where it sort of feels like there is a continuous headbutt, and maybe you're trying to, sort of tackle that issue at the moment. And Mencino cleaning up in reverse can be, you may be fighting with someone who maybe doesn't do their fair share of cleaning, or, perhaps your environment has sort of gotten sort of out of control in some sort of way. Maybe you just haven't done, your laundry or dishes in a long time. But that can be a reason for sort of a continuous headbutt. We have the grass type heart chakra in reverse with clamp-roll shell protection. So this is telling me your heart chakra is a little bit inverted, a little bit topsy-turvy here. This can also be issues with money that can be a thing. And clamp-roll shell protection, this is telling me that you are being very protective of your emotional body, protective of your throat chakra. So again, sort of controlling your communication a little bit more. And this is also, yoni energy, clamp-roll is. So you can even be very protective of your yoni at this time. All right, anyway, that's what came out in the cleansing ceremony, but we are just going to, like I said, do guided healing. So we're going to see what wound it is that you are currently healing, or really what wound is being activated the most. I am recording this on the 7th of November, which is right before, less than 24 hours. It's actually like 12 hours from now, when the eclipse peaks, and it's in the constellation Aries, which of course is trine to you. I do also recommend, of course, get a night sky app, either Night Sky, Sky Safari. There's plenty of them. Look at the night sky the moment you were born. It will really change your life. And double check to make sure that the sun's in Leo. For most likely it is, but you never know. But you definitely want to double check where your moon and where your rising is. All right, anyway, Leo, let's see here what's going on. What wound is currently being activated? Queen of Wands. Yeah, definitely a lot of fiery stuff. That's why I was picking up on that eclipse energy. So Queen of Wands is the highest form of divine feminine energy as it relates to Kundalini, as it relates to creation, as it relates to the control of your energy and your power. This is also, you know, Queen of Wands is known for being very attractive. People lust over the Queen of Wands. So let's just get some... Whew. Okay, I saw the Three of Swords, so there can be some sort of heartbreak going on, but let's just get details about this. Ooh, the Devil. Wow, with the Knight of Wands. Yeah, so I'm just going to pull that out. Ooh, and Six of Pentacles. So basically what I'm getting is you as a queen, no matter what gender, right? It's just we all have masculine and feminine energies. You are in some very toxic situation here. It can be a very lusty, you know, SEXUAL relationship. The Knight of Wands is known as a SEXUAL explorer that is not serious about commitment, right? Knights in general are come and go type characters. You can't build a kingdom with a knight. A knight works for the kingdom, you know, and a knight works for the queen, but they're not an energetic match, right? Knight energy is not grounded or stabilized while the queen is on the throne and is quite stabilized. So it's telling me you have an extremely toxic attachment to a particular person. We saw the Six of Pentacles coming out, which is basically the feminine begging for the masculine. So this is definitely a very... yeah, I mean, anything with the Devil, right? And we saw the Three of Swords. So there can be some heartbreak involved here. Yeah, you know, very, very toxic. Obviously, we never like to see the Devil. The Devil is an inversion of things. It gives us this false sense of, you know, not having free will. It's like feeling like you have to be attached to someone, feeling like you can't get away from some kind of connection, or you can't control your urges or whatever it may be. All right, let's see. What's the light energy? And, you know, I'm not going to disregard the fact that the Knight of Wands can ride into town and be very passionate and honest about the passion that he gives his wand to you with, you know. But there, again, knights do ride off. That's just how they are supposed to be. So it seems like someone who's a little bit more, you know, it's like, this is you, Queen of Wands, as a fixed entity, right, Leo? You represent fixed fire. And this is kind of like a Sagittarian energy. Not saying this person is a Sagittarius, but they might have a lot of Sagittarius in their chart, or their mutable fire house is, you know, highly activated. And, you know, the Knight of Wands is more like a Sagittarius. It's a come and go. It's a traveler. It's just sort of like a do-do-do-do-do. And when you try to, you know, force a bond with someone who wants to go, you know, that's when the Devil comes in. Let's see, what's the light energy here? We have Gloom, Drool in reverse. Yeah, so with Gloom, again, we saw your heart chakra is a bit topsy-turvy. And we saw that heartbreak come out as well. So... it seems like your heart chakra is a little bit in that doom and gloom mindset. With Drool in reverse, there can be this aspect of like, kind of like, oh, well, they're no longer drooling over me. They're no longer lusting over me in this way that it used to be. And it's like your heart chakra has gone down an octave of that. It says, the honey it drools from its mouth smells so atrocious, it can curl noses more than a mile away. So again, we saw cleaning up in reverse, so maybe some hygiene is sort of lacking or whatever. It can be that you're having halitosis, having some bad breath. That can be from what you're eating or perhaps engaging with in terms of substances. But this can also mean that, you know, stuff that you're saying or things that you're allowing to come out of your mouth are just kind of nasty at this time. Because again, with the Devil around, you know, bad things typically are abound. Let's see, what's the shadow? Whoa, wow. That wanted to smack, 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 and it went all the way to the floor. So coming out stuck in the subconscious Yeah, is the solar plexus, and then we have Slugma using flamethrower. Again, a lot of fire energy. So we have the solar plexus coming out stuck. The solar plexus is your willpower, your sense of self. So with the solar plexus coming out stuck in the shadow, and it even wanted to be subconscious flipped over. So basically your sense of self, you have tethered your sense of self to this other person. You feel sort of like your sense of self is incomplete without them. And again, that's the devil energy of feeling like you have to be connected to something in order to feel whole. We have the Slugma with the flamethrower coming out. Slugma is talking about things sort of going slow, right? And again, with the Knight of Wands, things go very fast. They come in hot and heavy and they leave just the same. And so with the flamethrower, again, I feel like this is really causing so much, you know, fire energy here. It's like a flamethrower will burn things away, and it feels like that's exactly what happened to your root chakra, which is literally your, you know, either your wand or your opening, depending on, you know, how your body is formed. And it seems like the way, okay, this is basically what happened. You connected with this person in some sort of way, you know, sexually, or lustfully in some sort of way. And through the root chakra, that energy, your solar plexus is merged. And then when it was split, it's like you let part of your solar plexus go with that person. And now your sense of self has become weakened. And that, you know, because you think that they are a part of you in some sort of way, because you let them sort of take that solar plexus. And, you know, as this happens, it is siphoning the energy from your root. It's making your root destabilized because it was overly, you know, with fire energy. And when your root chakra is unstable, you feel unsafe. You know, your eating and drinking habits are terrible. Your bathing and, you know, taking care of your physical body is bad. And also sometimes it can influence your financial health as well. And even in the Devil card, like, it usually shows someone who's drinking so much, right, to show alcoholism and things like that. And then there's also someone who's eating too much to show gluttony. So this connection destabilized your root chakra, and, you know, because of the way that the solar plexus is stuck to this person. Sorry, a little long-winded, but very complex wound that you are healing right now. It says its body is made of magma. If it doesn't keep moving, its body will cool and harden. Yeah, so again, there's this aspect of this Knight, right? It's like things for them need to keep moving forward, or else basically, you know, they feel like they're not whatever. It's like they can't stay in a certain place. And I'm also getting, it's like when they do sort of slow down, what happens? They harden, right? And that's usually what their offering is. So definitely kind of Playboy, Playgirl energy here that you dealt with for sure. All right, let's see what's keeping you stuck. What is keeping you stuck? Temperance in reverse. Six of Cups in reverse, and what wants to come out stuck, we have Seven of Wands. So what's keeping you stuck is, one, again, it can be substances that you are really engaging in, of having difficulty tempering your spirit, tempering your emotions. And especially if you feel like your spirit is tethered to another person, of course you can't, you know, have temperance if you feel like someone else has to be there in order to bring that balance. So there's definitely some sort of codependency type issue. Part of it, again, I do feel like is engaging in substances. Again, temperance means absence of alcohol, but in general, it just means like abstinence of something. So, you know, insert whatever. And temperance can be the middle approach. So, for example, if someone was drinking every single day, you know, for a while, they may not drink at all because they need to sort of find that middle balance. So it's like if you drank every day for a month, then you need to go completely sober for a month. But in general, temperance may be, you know, I'm going to have 1 glass of wine a week sort of thing, you know, 4 drinks a month. That is a temperate relationship with that substance. But it's showing me that things are a little bit out of control. You might be engaging in some things that are not very good. And again, that might really be influencing your breath. With the Six of Cups coming out in reverse, there is this energy of like, it's not like you... It's really strange because it's basically saying it's not like you really want to have kids and grow old with this person necessarily, or perhaps you know that like it's not really a possibility, but it's like you just want them just to want them sort of thing. Again, this is a very lustful connection pretty much. With the Seven of Wands, or it may be that maybe you're not even ready to have that type of relationship and settle down, because the Six of Cups I always take as emotional fulfillment through lineage. Basically, you know, here they are, they're getting their cups filled, and there's the grandparents like, yeah, we did a good job, right? We had kids that are happy, and now we have grandchildren that are happy, and so we will live on through this, right? And just being happy with choices. And so, you know, part of it can be maybe you're unhappy with your choices in general. But also part of it can be that, you know, maybe you're not even really interested in that sort of emotional fulfillment with them. Maybe, you know, you're like, hey, I don't want to have kids either. Why can't we just connect, sort of thing? For some of you, it may be a little bit different, but with the Seven of Wands, again, it's this energy of like, but I still want it. In this deck specifically, the Seven of Wands represents, you know, putting all the wands down and choosing one specific wand. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like, oh, I want to F that wand for the rest of my life, sort of thing, or at least for a while. But in general, it doesn't necessarily have to be this lustful. It's more like, this is what I want to create with my magic, right? I'm not going to try manifesting with multiple wands. I'm just choosing one to manifest with and create with. So there is this determination of like, nope, this is the one that I want. This is what I want to do. And again, it may be driving you to the drink, or, you know, some sort of or what you believe is uncontrollable satiation in some way. What's the light energy here? Whew, yeah, wow. We have coughing using foul gas in reverse. So this is telling me you're trying to get foul gas. Like foul gas, this is coughing, right? And so maybe you are coughing. Maybe this is more of a smoking thing that you're engaging in. It is going right into the shadow here of the wound that you're currently healing. And so some of you, again, with foul gas, I'm getting that this could even be manifesting as gastrointestinal stuff. Like we have a lot of stinky energy here, Leo. Like I really don't know how else to put it. You know, gloom and coughing are both known for being very, very stinky. And coughing specifically is this toxic ball of gas. And so, you know, what's keeping you stuck is with foul gas, you may be trying to get toxic thoughts out of your mind, because this is a third eye Pokemon. So for example, it's like maybe your mind is having like really negative thoughts. So you just sort of numb them with some sort of substance or smoking or whatever in order to not think that, but you're actually putting more poisonous things in your third eye by not letting your mind sort of process this information. It says the thin balloon-like body is inflated by horribly toxic gases. It reeks when it's nearby. Yeah, again, there's just this stinky, stinky, stinky energy here. And it's possible that maybe this person was really stinky, and maybe there's this energy of sort of even smelling them around you or something like that. We have Mars in Taurus right now. Look at the sky, see for yourself. And, you know, these tactile experiences in our five physical senses are incredibly heightened during this time, even during a retrograde. All right, let's see what's the shadow. Coming out, Barabel. It's interesting. Barabel has been coming out, well, I guess I've only done 3 readings, but it's come out in all 3, I believe, or at least 2 of them. But anyway, Barabel using yawn and continuous headbutt. So again, we have that continuous headbutt. This did come out in the cleansing ceremony. So, you know, in the shadow, what's happening is yawn. So I feel like what's happening is when you're sleeping, you are fighting with this person astrally, because, you know, astrally you have connected your solar plexus, and it's like you're fighting in the astrals, basically. And again, it's foul, it's stinky, and maybe you've had dreams about things that are really nasty and stinky. Definitely keep a dream diary and take note of what that is, and, you know, what it smells like and what is smelling. Barabel is also beaver spirit, and beaver spirit represents, it's, emotional blockages and damning on purpose. So it seems like what's keeping you stuck is that you're actually, it's like, look at how they're choosing one wand, right? It's like, this is the wand that you want for a certain amount of time, right? And you're putting the rest of the wands down, but where you're putting them is actually in your emotional body and blocking your emotions. And it seems like perhaps through substances for some of you. And it's, causing emotional blockages in your emotional body. It says it makes its nest by damming streams with bark and mud. It is known as an industrious worker. So again, there's this aspect of sort of damming your waters and then also being an industrious worker. So there can be this energy of like, trying to work really hard at this and just sort of over asserting yourself, maybe at work, and then your personal life is just kind of falling apart in a way. All right, as I said, we are going to see how to get you unstuck from this situation and then some general advice on how to heal this wound. So let's just see what Mother Moon would like to say to bring us into the extended. Going right to the solar plexus, take time to breathe out the disseminating moon. Yeah, it seems like you need a breather. And again, for those of you who may be abusing your lungs right now, you need to make sure that you're taking some time to really, breathe healthy air that's not filled with fire here. Okay, let's see what Mother Nature would like to say here. Rain, purification. Yeah, and the only way to sort of purify this energy is to allow that, your emotional energy to be purified. And it seems like you may need a good cry, and it's not like you want to put your fire out, but you definitely need to tame it down because there's way too much fire going on here. And it's, it's like you're personally blocking your emotional body to try to keep this fire going, which seems to only be astrally anyway. So, letting the rain come down is equivalent to sort of, crying, letting it out. Okay, let's see. All right, let's just anchor in some light before we head into the extended. Going right to the rain purification, we have Council of Light in reverse. So, yeah, even if you look at the purification energy, it looks like it's a little bit on the dark side, right? That means that there needs to be some shadow work. There's things that you are rejecting, things that you aren't seeing properly, clearly, because you're dealing with the devil right now. That's trickster energy. That's trying to trick you into, believing something that is false. That's what the devil does. And so, it does look like with the Council of Light coming out in reverse, it seems like you're dealing with some lower forces rather than the Council of Light, and you really need to purify your emotional body. Because when devil energy is around, demonic energy is around, of course there's going to be nasty smells. Of course there's going to be, not being or thinking that you're not controlling your actions or yourself or your connections. There's this, damming your own emotional waters and things like that. So we are going to head into the extended now. I hope to see you there. The link is in the description box below. But if we part ways here, good luck with the situation. I'm sending you so much love.